Explosion in Monaco reportedly wounds Ukrainian tycoon with ties to Russia. Add AP News as your preferred source to see more of our stories on Google. Add AP News on Google. Add AP News as your preferred source to see more of our stories on Google. Share Monaco app. An explosion at an apartment building entrance in Monaco reportedly wounded a Ukrainian tycoon with ties to Russia and 2 other people, the chief prosecutor in the exclusive Mediterranean country said Tuesday. A search was underway for a suspect who fled on foot after the blast late Monday, Prosecutor Stéphane Thibault said, adding that the motive was unclear. Media reports identified Ukrainian construction tycoon Vadym Yermolaiev as being among the injured. He has said he renounced his Ukrainian citizenship nearly a decade ago, and he was targeted by Ukrainian sanctions in 2023 for ties to Russia. A woman and a child were also hurt. It appears that the family was specifically targeted, said Christophe Mermond, the Minister of State for Monaco. He said the suspect had walked around the area several times while waiting for the victims, according to surveillance footage. It was not clear why the family was targeted or by whom. Russia has a long history of targeting its enemies abroad, and Western intelligence officials have recently said that campaign of targeted killings has ramped up since President Vladimir Putin's 2022 invasion of Ukraine. Ukraine is also believed to have carried out attacks and targeted killings of Russian figures in the course of the war, although those attacks have largely been confined to Ukrainian or Russian territory. The Ukrainian Foreign Ministry said its embassy in France, which is also responsible for Monaco, was in touch with local authorities. Ukrainian diplomats were at the scene providing assistance, it said. Read more. Attack shocks glamorous Monaco. The attack shocked the country on the Mediterranean coast, one of the world's smallest sovereign states known for its high concentration of wealthy residents. Monaco's Prince Albert Roman II described it as an odious act and said all public services were mobilized to ensure security. Monaco police opened an attempted murder investigation, but they did not describe it as a terrorism investigation, Thibault told reporters. The family members are regular residents of Monaco, and authorities did not yet know whether they had been threatened in the past, Mermond said. The blast occurred around 9 p.m. Monday at the entrance of a residence near the French border. Silvano Ippolito, who lives across from the building where the explosion happened, described hearing it and seeing a little boy on the ground being attended to by other people. He then called his wife, a doctor, who provided first aid to the badly wounded woman. Sign up for Morning Wire. Our flagship newsletter breaks down the biggest headlines of the day. Email address. Sign up by checking this box. You agree to AP's terms of use and acknowledge that AP may collect and use your data pursuant to our privacy policy. She intervened very quickly, before the emergency services arrived, to apply tourniquets and perform mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, as the woman was losing consciousness, Ippolito said. A man came out of the building covered in blood and staggering. As he tried to go down the stairs, the staircase collapsed, and he fell on Ippolito's wife and a firefighter, he said. The woman's injuries were a real disaster, Ippolito said. I'm telling you, she had no fault. The woman was in life-threatening condition, Thibault said. He did not provide the identities of the people who were hurt. The woman was being treated at a hospital in Nice, Mermond told French news broadcaster LCI. Her partner and the 13-year-old child suffered less severe injuries but were still hospitalized Tuesday, he added. The suspect got away via steps to a small street to the neighboring French town of Beausoleil, according to surveillance footage. In a picture captured by surveillance cameras and published by French media, the suspect could be seen in a street wearing a black jacket, light-colored pants, white shoes, and a black bucket hat that partly concealed his face. The 3 people were apparently returning home peacefully, Mermond said, citing surveillance footage. They were caught in the explosion as they crossed the threshold of their apartment building. Ukrainian tycoon is a well-known real estate developer. Yermolaiev, a Ukrainian-born businessman originally from the city of Dnipro, built his fortune through the Aleph Group, a diversified business that includes commercial real estate, manufacturing, and agriculture. He became one of the country's best-known property developers, leading projects that reshaped parts of Dnipro's city center. He has regularly appeared in rankings of Ukraine's wealthiest entrepreneurs. In an interview with Forbes Ukraine, Yermolaiev said he renounced his Ukrainian citizenship and became a Cypriot citizen in 2017. In December 2023, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky imposed sanctions on Yermolaiev as part of a broader package targeting